أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وآله الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين إلى يوم الدين ما بعد فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد يسرنا القرآن للذكر فهل من مدكر صدق الله العلي العظيم. So inshallah page number 51. We are just having a recap now, and inshallah we'll move on to our next lesson for today. So starting from page 51, اعراب الفعل. So اعراب الفعل, in this it was described that some verbs are non-declinable and some of them are declinable. So اعراب الفعل in the أفعال الماضي is something like اعراب of فعل in all sigas of فعل ماضي are مبني, non-declinable, right? They do not change. One siga always have a dhamma, right? The remaining sigas always have a sukun. So it was described in detail. Now, mabni ala al-fath, mabni ala al-sukun, and then mabni ala al-sukun. Then we moved on to the i'rab of the fi'l mudari. So a marfu, so all the sigas of the fi'l mudari occur in three grammatical states. Okay? Either it is a marfu or a mansoob. So if number one, if it is marfu, then it is the default state of the fi'l mudari, and sometimes it is mansoob. So a fi'l mudari becomes a mansoob when it is preceded by a particle which renders it mansoob, such a particle is called harf nasiba, right? For example, an, lan, kai, and izan. There are four of them: an, lan, kai, izan. So whenever they precede a fi'l mudari, they make it mansoob. And the third is the majzoom. So a fi'l mudari becomes a majzoom when it is preceded by a particle with which renders it a majzoom. Such a particle is called harf jazim, right? And we discussed that lam, lamma, lam amr, la nahi, and in shartiya. Lam, lamma, lam amr, la nahi, and in shartiya. So then we moved on to recognizing the state of a fi'l mudari. So if it is yaftahu, then it is marfu. If it is lan yaftaha, or ayn yaftaha, or kay yaftaha, or izan yaftaha, then it is a mansoob. And then what about majzoom? So either it is a lam yaftah, or it is a lamma yaftah, right? Or it is la taftah. So la cannot be yaftah, okay? La taftah. Or it can be la me amr, la nahi, le yaftah, la taftah, or in yaftah. So in all the states it is majzoom. What needs to be remembered is that this is the initial stage, always marfu, and then this is the mansoob stage, having an, lan, kai, izan. An, lan, kai, izan. And then here we have majzoom. So in majzoom we have lam, lamma, lam, amr, la, nahi. Sorry for my writing, la, nahi, or in shartiya. This is called in shartiya. In means if. In shartiya. Okay, then we move on. So yaftahani changes to lan yaftaha and lam yaftaha. So the noon Arabi is dropped. And then for ghaibat, it is never changed. So ya'lamna, lan ya'lamna, lam ya'lamna. So for the feminine, it will for Jama Muannas, either it is a Hadir or a Ghaib, then it will not accept the change because of the Noon Niswa. This has been discussed in detail. Now, differentiating between Noon Arab and Noon Niswa. So how do we differentiate between a Noon Arab and Noon Niswa? So when it is there in the Fa'il, like either if it is a Tasniya or a Jama, Jama Muzakkar, then it's a Noon Arabi. And if it is a noon that is particularly feminine, then it is called a noon niswa. So noon niswa, the name says it all. Noon niswa is for niswas. Okay, now the table below summarizes the i'rab of the fi'l mudari. يفتح, لن يفتح, لم يفتح. يفتحان, لن يفتحا, لم يفتحا. يفتحون, لن يفتحوا, لم يفتحوا. تفتح, لن تفتح, لم تفتح. تفتحان, لن تفتحا, لم تفتحا. يفتحن, لن يفتحن, لم يفتحن. No change. Now مخاطب. تفتح, لن تفتح, لن تفتحا. Sorry. Start over. تفتح, لن تفتح, لم تفتح. تفتحان, لن تفتحا, لم تفتحا. تفتحون, لن تفتحوا, لم تفتحوا. And then تفتحين, لن تفتحي, لم تفتحي. Noon Arabic got dropped. تفتحان, لن تفتحا, لم تفتحا. تفتحنا, Noon Niswa remains the same. لن تفتحنا, لن تفتحنا, لم تفتحنا. Right? So the noon here was noon Arabi. In the Wahid Muannas Hazar, it is noon Arabi. And then Aftahu, Lan Aftaha, Lam Aftah. Taftahu, Lan Taftaha, Lam Taftah. So this was the summary for this lesson. Then we moved on to Nafyul Fail in the last lesson. Now this is a revision. These revisions are very important to understand what we are going to learn next. Okay? So in Nafyul Fail, we came to know that an affirmative verb is one that shows that the action took place. This is called a masbat. A negative verb is one that shows that the action did not take place. That is called a manfi. Now, a verb is manfi when it is preceded by hurf nafi. By hurf nafi, a negative particle. A verb without such a particle, it will be a masbat, of course. Then, what are the negative particles? वो कौन से अल्फाज हैं जो negative particles हैं? There are various particles to make a verb negative. The first one, ma. Negative particles for maadi is only one particle, ma. Zahaba zaidun, ma zahaba zaidun. Bastunna, ma bastunna. Jalti, ma jalti. Zahabtum, ma zahabtum. Rufi'tuma, ma rufi'tuma. Rafa'ta, ma rafa'ta. Right? Then we moved on to negative particles for mudari'. Al-mudari' is made manfi by adding any of the following particles. The first particle is lam, that gives mudari' a negative meaning in the past tense. Lam, nahi kiya tha. Zahaba zaidun, lam zahaba zaidun. Nahi kiya zaid. Zaid nahi gaya tha. Lam zahaba zaidun. The mudari' lam yazhabu zaidun. I'm so sorry. जब ज्यादा स्पीड बढ़ जाती है ना तो इस तरह होता है. So the mudari, the fi'l mudari after lam will be in the majzoom state. So lam yazhab zaidun. Lam yazhab zaidun. Zaid did not go. Now the word itself is fi'l mudari, but the negation turns it into fi'l mazi. Just like it turns this into fi'l mazi. The word go is present tense. The word go is present tense. We don't say the Zaid did not went. We said Zaid did not go. So maybe this is the same grammatical qaida that is followed in English as well. Zaid did not go. Lam yazhab Zaidun. Zaid did not go. The fi'l mudari after lam will be in the majzoom state, and we know that. Number two, the second particle. The second particle is ma. Now, ma on fi'l mudari gives a negative meaning in the present tense, habitual or continuous, in both ways. Ma yazhabu zaidun. So when ma comes on yazhabu, it doesn't change it into yazhaba or yazhab. Okay, remember that. When ma comes on a fi'l mudari, it does not change the case of the verb. ठीक है? So it does not changes the case. It remains yazhabu. Ma yazhabu zaidun. Zaid does not go. Zaid is not going. Right? Then we moved on to the third one, which is la. This gives al-mudari a meaning, a negative meaning in the present habitual, present continuous or future. So la जो है वो बहुत खुला हुआ है. Right? La is very openly translated. The translation is not, it can be any one of the three. ला यज़हबु, ला यज़हबु ज़ैदुन, ज़ैद नहीं जाएगा, ज़ैद नहीं जाता है. Right? ज़ैद नहीं जा रहा है. All the translations are correct. Zaid does not go, Zaid is not going, Zaid will not go. And la does not changes. Now this is the la nafiya. Okay, remember that this is la nafiya. This is not la nahiya. This is not la. So la are of three types. Either a la is la nafiya, or it is la nahiya, or it is la nafi al jins. Okay, if you can write it down, if you want to write a note here. What we are discussing is la nafiya. ला है ना, तो उससे लिखेंगे रेड से. ला बल्कि यूं लिखना चाहिए ना, ला नाफिया, which does not give a change. Then the other one is la nahiya, which make it majzoom. And then this is la nafi al jins. Nafi al jins. जैसे ला इलाहा illallah. La ilaha. Now ilaha is not ilahun or ilahu. It is ilaha in the mansoob state. So that is la nafi al jins. We can write down here, it makes mansoob. Now la nahiya, la tadrib, it makes majzoom. And now what we were talking about was la nafiya. It brings no change. So it is very easy to understand which la it is. If it is a la nafiya, then there is no change on fi'l mudari. If it is a la nahiya, then it makes the verb following it, it turns it into a majzoom. La taftah, la tadrib, la tashrib. Right? La taftah. Right? So it makes it majzoom. And then if it is a la nafi al jins, then it makes it mansoob. La ilaha, la saifa. Right? La saifa illa zulfiqar. Right? La fata illa ali. So fata is also mansoob. चलें जी, दोबारा आ जाते हैं अपनी बात पे. So this is la nafiya, negates. It negates, and it negates in, it can be translated in three ways, either present habitual or present continuous or future. Now the fourth particle that makes a negation is a lan. Lan makes it, changes it, lan takes it to future. Lan, this gives al mudari an emphatic, sorry, not emphatic. This is how pronunciations are important, you see. So emphatic negative meaning in the future tense. Zaid will not go, or Zaid will never go. The fi'l mudari after lan will be in the mansoob state. And then we had this exercise. So Mr. Shamim has sent me written exercise. Inshallah, we will. So what should we do? Can you please, both of you, can you please guide me? What should we do? Should we do the exercise now, or should we move on?
Both are good. Yeah, both are good. But if you can just, I can do the exercise by myself and send it to you. But
Okay.
Exercise number 3, can you just guide me there?
Okay. Make the following verbs negative by prefixing the harf al-nafi given in the bracket. Adjust the i'rab of the verb where necessary. So what we need to do is to make the following things negative by adding